day 3 of Shift Your Financial Consciousness. Today we will be going into layers of financial consciousness. So let me just share the layers with you so you can take a look. Hope you all are doing well, and thanks for joining me live. Excited to share the layers of financial consciousness with you because this is going to give you some insight as to why money mindset tips, personal finance tips haven't actually been working for you specifically. It seems to be working for everyone else, but when it comes down to you, it doesn't work. Or you may have done like a money mindset program or some process or money manifestation or something like that, and it didn't last. Like you went back to square one. Like you'll do well for like a few weeks or a few months, but then you wake up one morning and you feel back, you're back to the other place that you were before. So that has to do with the fact that it's deeper than that. Not my mom joining my live. Hi, Mom. Or did you accidentally join? Not my mom on my live. That is so funny. So with financial consciousness, it goes deeper than money mindset. So I'm also going live on TikTok and Instagram. On Instagram, I have an actual diagram that you can see of the different the different layers. So, but I'll walk you through the descriptions on TikTok, and then you can always catch the replay if you have to go on YouTube. We put it up the next day, and I try to keep these lives short because I know like when you're watching replays, it's like, all right, get to it, get to the point, lady. So I will go into the content, and then I will answer questions at the end. So if you're watching the replay, you can watch to the end to see the questions that people ask. Or you could just, get your content fixed and get to work. All right, so let's talk about financial consciousness versus money mindset. So money mindset oftentimes focuses on just the mental aspect of, and then money blocks usually are things that are outside, are within you, but are dictated by external circumstances. So they oftentimes don't take into account that a lot of it can be created through oppressive systems, through intergenerational trauma, or financial trauma. So with financial consciousness, we're able to dive deeper. And then with personal finance or money tips, oftentimes, or business coaching, it always relies on the external. So they tell you to do certain tasks, ask you to do certain behaviors, change your behavior, but they don't realize that in order to change your behavior, you have to change the meaning of that behavior to you and your subconscious mind. And then oftentimes the behaviors that you are doing or the things that you're doing are coping mechanisms and have something called secondary gain attached to them. So you benefit from your negative habits in a certain way, so it's harder to let them go. For example, if you're someone that never really has any money and your family knows that you never have any money, so they don't bother you or ask you for money, you're kind of going to hold on to that because you love the peace of mind as to no one asking you to borrow money because you never have any money. So even though you want to make money, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, if I make money, people are going to start to ask me for money. I'm going to be responsible for all these people or responsible for another person. And I don't want to do that. So then subconsciously, internally, you start to self-sabotage. You hold on to the negative habits that keep you broke so you can avoid the responsibility of being the person in your family with a lot of money. Or if you grew up in an environment where where money was bad, or people say money is evil or rich people are evil, then you also hold on to that as well, because you feel good and you feel like you're closer to God the less money you have. So in the back of your mind, you feel like, oh, if I make more money, I'm more likely to be evil, or I'm a sellout. So that keeps you in that lack consciousness. And so when you think about what is holding you back from making enough money to live the life that you want, because you don't have to be the $1 million hypnotist, you don't have to be a millionaire or even hit 6 figures. Think about how much money you actually want in your life, and where does money actually fit into your life. Because I have clients, if you're not familiar with me, I'm a practicing hypnotherapist. So I've had over 400 sessions with clients. So the content and this information that I'm sharing with you is not just based on my certifications. I have over 10 certifications in hypnotherapy, and I'm currently in grad school for clinical psychology. So yes, I do have the education and the training behind it, but what I've learned is that a lot of the stuff that I learned in books and certifications can't really be carried over into the real world oftentimes. But what I've learned as a practicing hypnotherapist is what I'm sharing with you today. And so this financial consciousness layers is something that I put together. It's something that I developed with my client work. So you're not going to find this on Google. This is something that I put together for my clients, because they oftentimes were telling me the same issues, using the same coping mechanisms, oftentimes came from the same money mindset programs that left them in the same place. And I also experienced these things too. So I had to think of something, because I've always been the type of person that liked to take things apart, see what makes them tick, and then put it back together to make it work better. And so that's what I do with my clients' minds. That's what I do in group hypnosis sessions. Basically, we take everything apart, see what works, what doesn't work, and put you back together, your brain back together, so it is working the way that you want it to. Because you have more control than you think. We've been conditioned to believe that we don't have control over how we navigate our lives, how we navigate our businesses, how we navigate this matrix, because this matrix is built on lack and oppression. So it's all around you. Even as you're trying to do your money mindset and shift, you are going to be inundated with more messages and signals, subliminal signals and messaging that tell you that you can't make money easily, that you have to work super hard for this money, that if you make money, that takes away from your neighbor. All of these things are lies, and they're they're designed to keep you in a place where you're fearful, where you don't feel like you can do the things that you want, and to keep you stuck, so you're easy to control. So let's talk about the first layer of financial consciousness, and that is the physical. All right, so that is essentially how money feels to you. How money feels to you. And I'm going to go into depth about this physical aspect next week when I talk about money and hormones. So with my certifications, I've gotten, and in school we learn about hormones, but specifically with the certifications I have, we talk about hormones and the brain. Specifically when you are spending money, when you receive money, what chemicals are activated. So a lot of times people feel this compulsion to spend money as soon as they get it, because they get that dopamine release. So even though you are doing your money mindset work, your money manifestation procedures and methods, you're listening to your business coach and showing up on live and posting your reels and doing all these things, your physical body is like, spend that money, girl. It's gonna make us feel good. And so all the work that you did, you go and you spend the money. You go and you create some issue where that money is out of your account because it feels good physically, or it feels uncomfortable for you to hold on to such a large amount of money. If I were to write a check for you right now, I don't know, or Venmo you, or Cash App you. I don't have a check. Nobody has checks. I don't know what I'm talking about. But if I were to Cash App you $10,000 right now, how would that make you feel? Would you immediately think, oh man, this is not gonna last? Oh man, I don't know what to do with this. Oh no, what if she wants it back? Think about it. If you're watching on your phone, imagine you get a notification right now as you're watching me. Juliet just sent you $10,000 Cash App. How does that make you feel physically? That is the first aspect of your financial consciousness. If money makes you feel like crap, how are you supposed to make more of it? Your body will literally reject it. Yes, reject it. Your body's literally rejecting money and the energy of it. So that's why all the money mindset work, the manifestation methods, all of that stuff, you can't hold on to it because you're physically rejecting the money. Then the next layer of financial consciousness is energetic. So the energy in which the money comes to you. So if you feel like people can only make a lot of money by scamming, lying, or cheating, or other people going without, you will have this energy of guilt whenever you make money. Thank you. You will have this energy of guilt whenever you make money. And so this energy that you make the money, it makes it it's unstable. So money is coming in, but it doesn't stay for long and it easily goes out. Or very little is coming in because energetically you're blocking it because you don't want to feel guilty, or you don't want other people to be without. So think about how money feels to you energetically. Do you have these feelings of guilt whenever you receive? So that means that you have an issue energetically within your financial consciousness, and you need to work on it. Now, if you have both physical and energetic, which a lot of people do, then you have to work on each layer separately. Then the third layer of your financial consciousness is mental. Now, this is where a lot of the programs go into. They go straight to your mindset, like your beliefs, your beliefs about money, your stories about money. What's your money narrative? When you were growing up, like, I want to make money easily, I'm writing the idea, I need to work hard for it. So that is a money narrative, and that lies within the mental. So you need to start to work on your money narrative and the story of money and in your life. So what your parents told you, what your teachers told you, what jobs told you, what schools told you. People told me that I wouldn't be able. I remember my ex was like, you're never going to make money as a healer, because my first two businesses were in tech and marketing. And I thought I had to stay in tech or marketing, even though I was miserable. I was doing business funding. It physically hurt my body to be in that business and work in that business. but I thought I had to be in these industries in order to make money. I didn't think that me helping people heal would actually help get me the money that I wanted. And I didn't even think of making 7 figures. I just like the name $1 Million Hypnotist. I like the name, but I never was really like going for $1 million. I just wanted to make 300K. And then soon I started to see it as a challenge, and I saw how I could expand. So what is your money narrative? What stories do people tell you that you end up buying into and running as a loop? Because as human beings, we about 80% of the thoughts that you think every day are repetitive. So these thoughts that you've been thinking about them for years and years. You're still thinking thoughts from when you were 5 years old. So that's where the mental comes in. You clear those old stories, those old thoughts. And this is how we are able to prevent intrusive thoughts in the future. This is specifically for financial consciousness. I am not a licensed mental health professional. So even when I finish getting my PhD, I won't actually become a therapist. I will be going into consultation and research. So it's very important that you understand that I'm not a mental health provider. When I talk about intrusive thoughts and I talk about the mental, it's related to business and financial consciousness. Because I never want anyone to feel like I'm bypassing them, especially if you're someone that has been diagnosed with a mental condition. So as someone that has lived with anxiety, depression, and is diagnosed with ADHD, I don't take that lightly. So I don't want you to receive this information and see yourself as the issue. With my one-on-one clients that have been diagnosed with these conditions, we do work with your mental health provider to create and design a plan that works with you without bypassing. Just want to put that in there as a disclaimer, just in case you are watching it and wondering if what you're doing isn't working. So the next layer is unconscious. So the body, I'm not sure if you've heard, but the body does, hi Jessica, the body does store trauma. So even when you do the mental shifting and the mindset work, thank you, the mindset work, your body is still holding on to those stories. So for example, if you were in a business partnership and you put your all into this business, and then all of a sudden you were betrayed, and you feel this physical betrayal, your heart ripped out of your chest. Your business partner took everything, lied to you, all that work. And you're doing the money mindset work and you're like, okay, all right, I let go of the story, I can trust people. But as soon as someone approaches you like, hey, would you like to do a collab? You instantly you go back to feeling that distrust, that betrayal from your business partner. So that's why a lot of money mindset doesn't work when you've experienced financial trauma because of financial PTSD. So within your unconscious is where the PTSD lies. So you have to move and shift unconsciously as well, not just your money mindset. It's definitely a financial trauma response. So and then also launch, if you invested money in people setting up your funnel, invested money in ads, and then you end up not even making your money back during your launch, your first product launch, or you have to shutter your first business stores, all of that stuff, your unconscious holds on to that memory, that those feelings of failure, the pain that you experience, the physical pain. And essentially the reason why you feel physical pain because it's an ego death. It's an ego death. So your body, yes. So with your body and feeling that pain, you have to start to heal. And so that goes, the next layer is soul level. What happens with my clients is oftentimes they come to me because they are working on their business, or they are in a management or leadership position in a startup. And they come to me and they have these goals. But after working together and tapping into their soul layer, they realize that the stories, the goals, the things that they wanted weren't really theirs. They wanted to hit 6 figures to impress their family members and prove them right that it was okay for them to be an artist. They want to hit 7 figures because they don't feel safe as a marginalized identity in the US. So they feel like if they have money, they'll be protected. So when we go into the soul layer, that's when you're able to really tap into your truth as to why you started to do this work. Why is money mindset so important to you? Why is making more money actually important to you? I've had clients that they were holding off on creating families and building families because they grew up in poverty. And in the back of their mind, they thought like, no, if I don't have multiple millions of dollars, I can't have children because I don't want to put my children through the things that I went through. So going into your soul layer really helps you identify your why. And once you identify your why, you're able to shed. You're able to shed the constraints, the reality restrictions that are associated with you acquiring wealth or more currency, and you also living the type of life that you want. A lot of times my clients become more minimalist because they realize the things that they wanted to buy are no longer necessary because they were looking at these things to provide an emotional state or consciousness. But now that they're able to go into that state of consciousness themselves and feel those feelings themselves, they no longer need those things. So that is what really financial consciousness is about. Is about really waking up, becoming woke, truly woke, as to the fact that we do live in this matrix of lack and oppression. And so once you wake up and your eyes are open and your vision is clear and your heart is full and your body is healed and your energy is stable, you are better equipped to navigate this matrix. Running a business will no longer be a headache. Having a 9-to-5 that takes care of you and provides you the psychological safety and emotional support that you need will no longer seem like a challenge. Making money doing nothing, just being, vibes, is no longer a challenge. I've had clients that were really successful business coaches just quit and start trading. They just started trading, and now that's how they make money. They don't work anymore. So all of that stuff, it's it's all of this stuff is part of financial consciousness. So it's not just about money mindset. It's not just about healing your trauma. It's not just about the energetics. It's all of these things. And hypnosis is the only method I've found. And look, I've done so much research. Like I have over 10 certifications in hypnotherapy and different modalities. And now I'm in grad school. So I am dedicated to finding answers. Like I hyper fixated on this, okay? Because I wanted more control over my mind and my life. I didn't want to exist unless I could finally get control. And so during this research, doing this journey, I discovered this, and I realized that hypnosis is the only method that's able to create this shift and transformation at all of these layers. So you never have to buy another $47 course just to help you with your money mindset. You never have to do a overpriced coaching program just to help you with your energetics, or just to look at someone talk in a Facebook group and then you're like, did I make any money? You know, it's like all of this. I've been there. I'm talking, that's me. That's my story. So it's like all of this stuff can be cut through and shifted through hypnosis. It's just like a nice straight arrow down. And you're able to work on all these levels. So why is hypnosis more powerful than us doing other work? Because hypnosis is able to cut through all of these layers of your financial consciousness at once. So you don't have to pause. You don't have to spend just 1 month on the physical aspect of your financial consciousness. You don't just have to spend 1 month on the energetics, or another 2 months on the mental, the mindset work, another month on the unconscious trauma, and then another year on the soul alignment. Hypnosis is able to help you shift on those multiple layers in one weekend or one session. So depending if you work with me one-on-one or in a group session, that's how it works. And I'm not talking about hypnosis in general. I'm talking about my method of hypnosis. I specifically developed this method. You're not going to be able to Google this and find someone else do it unless they start copying me now. This is what I teach it. This is what I'm teaching my certification students next year, this method of hypnosis, to be able to go through all of these. So I have some questions on Instagram. So can you heal the physical body? Yes, you can actually heal physically with hypnosis. And you can heal a lot of your unconscious trauma as well with hypnosis. Some people take longer than others, but if we focus on the financial, that's why I have the 2 days with Flip the Switch weekend, and then it's followed up by the Woke and Wealthy series. So that's 3 days. So you're working with me technically for 5 days on your financial consciousness to be able to go through all of these layers. Where do I sign up? Yeah, just click the link in my bio to join us. It'll take you to the sign up page, answer any questions that you have regarding the process, the dates and the times. That's all available by clicking the link in my bio. So that is it for your financial consciousness layers. I really wanted to just go through them so you understand how hypnosis, my method of hypnosis, works. And then understand also if you wanted to start to do this on your own, because you don't have to, yes, there will be a recording on YouTube tomorrow. We'll upload it tomorrow morning so you can access it. And this is day 3, by the way, of the financial consciousness series. So day 1 and day 2 are already up on my YouTube if you want to go check those videos out as well. Just in case you kind of just got a snapshot in this part 3. I really went deeper the first day and then elaborated second day, and then today I'm talking about the layers. So yesterday I talked about the financial trauma responses, and then the first day we did just like a overview of what financial trauma is, and that's why a lot of people aren't able. Oh, recordings of the weekend. Yes, you do get recordings of the weekend, and you do get recordings of the following 3 days as well for the Woke and Wealthy series. And then you also get access to my new hypnosis brain training program, Sleep Your Way to 500K. For a lot of my clients that joined me in Sleep Your Way to 100K in 2019, now we are at 500K. And just so you know, when I do these recordings, when I do hypnosis recordings, I only do them when I have tapped into that state, when I have tapped into that frequency. So I could have recorded Sleep Your Way to 500K when I hit 500K the first time, but I only wanted to record it after I've done it 3 times, because 3 is the full circle. So I tapped into 500K 3 times already, so you can easily access that frequency. So if you want to do one-on-one, there is a premium option. So with the premium option, you get the group hypnosis weekend and a one-on-one. So you can just email us at assistant@moveforward.com. Just click the email button on Instagram, and I'll make sure we send you the link to join, to get the one-on-one session and the group hypnosis. So I've been let down so many times, as I've been on this journey. And so I really wanted to make sure that I truly embodied the work that I do, and the energy that I record my hypnosis and the energy that I perform my hypnosis sessions in are always in alignment with the goals of my clients. Because with hypnotherapy, it's very important that your hypnotherapist embodies that energy, and also that your hypnotherapist believes in their work and in your transformation. Because you need to believe it about 50 to 60% of the way. And so that way your hypnotherapist needs to believe in it about 200%, so they can carry you over the finish line. So when we do group hypnosis or one-on-one sessions, even if you have this deep-seated belief that it's not going to work, I'm there over you, tapping into your higher self to carry you over the finish line, so you do get the transformation that you seek. And I'm going to share on Instagram now, because as soon as you join Flip the Switch, the program, you get access to my financial consciousness reset audio series. So this is 2 hypnosis audios that I recorded, and I recorded these hypnosis audios because I was stuck at 500K in business, and I wanted to push past that. And so once I did these 2 hypnosis audios that I recorded, that's when I started to get the contracts, the corporate contracts that I needed to hit 7 figures. So the energy of this works. And I'm going to share a testimonial from Fallon, who just joined. And yeah, so I literally did the hypnosis this morning. It was just like within an hour, 3 sales. Just felt like 3 sales the next day. Signed up, and the next day received 3 sales after things have been kind of dry, because the energy's within you. All of what you need is within you. And so this is just a testimonial, and then I received some other messages about like how quickly does hypnosis works. Hypnosis is an immediate shift, and then with the brain training, it creates a complete transformation. If people that knew me in 2017 no longer recognize me, they don't actually know me. They actually don't know me, because the transformation, it's a rebirth. It's a full transformation. You've completely shifted your life. It's almost like when you look at the evolution of human beings, and you can look back and you're like, what? That's what you end up doing with yourself. You look back at yourself and you're like, who was that? Wow, thank you for getting me to this point, but I really don't know who you are. You're a completely different person. And so that's what and then it shows externally out in your life. And for me, I do kind of walk this line between spiritual Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and personal development TikTok or Instagram, and business TikTok and Instagram, because it's all connected. I never want people to, a lot of people just work on personal development, but then their business or their spirituality is left in the waylay, or they focus on spirituality, but then they can't pay their bills, or they focus on business, but then they feel unfulfilled. Hypnosis allows you to work on all three. So during the group hypnosis and the one-on-one sessions, you're able to really tap into that, and you don't actually have to choose. You can have it all. And so so that is it. And if you take a look at if you join immediately, you get access to the financial consciousness reset, and start getting to work. You don't have to wait till the end of the month during the group hypnosis session. You can start working on yourself now. Yes, I'm a hypnotherapist. I offer group hypnosis sessions and one-on-one sessions. So yeah, so that is it for today. Tomorrow we're going to do part 4 of the financial consciousness series. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of content. I decided to do this because I feel like a lot of people don't know. And I wanted to share this knowledge. So even if you don't sign up with me, I still wanted you to get this information to hopefully create some shifts in your life, especially mid-year. 2021 isn't over, and then 2021 is the year where we're sowing. Like last year destroyed everything that you thought the world was. So this year is all about rebuilding and sowing the seeds that you want. And then next year is about harvesting. So what seeds do you want to sow this year? What do you want to harvest next year and for the rest of this decade? Because 10 years, like I just renewed my passport. Should we do this before or after ayahuasca? You should do this before. A lot of people use plant medicine as a shortcut, and that plant medicine will kick your soul. It will not kick your ass. It will kick your soul's ass if you don't do it. If you don't get yourself together on all these layers, like I just went through the layers that you should align before you do any type of plant medicine, your soul's ass will be kicked for sure. So don't try to use plant medicine as a shortcut before you do the inner work on your own. And if you do this inner work and you create this alignment, once you do plant medicine, you're going to be on Mars. Everyone's gonna be like, where are you? Like, I already made it to Mars. I'm already elevated. So yeah, so that is it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for joining me live. If you're just joining now, you can watch the full presentation. And then if you're on TikTok, you'll actually see I had slides on Instagram. And if you go on YouTube, I have day 1 and day 2 already available for you to watch. And day 3 will be available tomorrow. And then essentially what I wanted to create with this series is just these videos for you to watch whenever you need to reset. Like for me, watching certain YouTube channels or YouTube videos right before I go to bed, I wake up in a better mood. Yes, you can. Hypnosis allows you to remember things that you can't or that you need to remember in order to release certain things that are inhibiting you now in the future. So PTSD and blackouts. But if you are under the supervision of a mental health provider right now, you need to get permission for them before you book a hypnosis session to make sure that I know exactly what treatment you're on, any medications, anything like that, before we do the hypnosis session, because I am trauma informed. So to make sure that any of the words or language or methods I use align with your current treatment. All right, everyone, I don't want this live replay to go on too long, but I will be going live again tomorrow at 5-ish, between 5 and 5:30. All right, talk to you then.